Welcome back, everyone. Marvin Jackson here, and joining me are Dwayne Sims, founder of the Negro League Legends Hall of Fame, and Frank Wilkins, president of the Royal Golf Club. Thanks for being here, guys.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure, and having this young man beside me, even though I don't have a handicap yet, but I'm all good.
All right. Well, Dwayne, your annual Negro League Vintage All-Star Baseball game is coming up soon.
Yes,
right?
July the 29th on a Saturday.
Right. But with the addition of a golf tournament as well.
That's on Friday the 28th. That's why I'm bringing these professionals out here.
All right. Well, talk about that vintage game first.
It's our annual game that we do every year.
Well, let me just
go
say,
ahead.
Here's the poster here.
That's right.
Talking about the first Black Baseball All-Star game.
That is correct.
What was that?
1933.
Yeah.
Gus Greenlee.
The same year that the MLB
Major League. That's the same thing.
All-Star game.
Yeah.
And if anybody looks real close here, you might see one of your great aunts or uncles in this picture right here.
That's correct.
And look how clean they were.
And I remember Mark was talking about Griffith Stadium. That is actually an image from Griffith Stadium right there. Okay. Dressed in the fur coats and the Avenir. We dressed well in those days when we attended a sports event.
Exactly.
And that's really the history. When I remember he was talking about the Washington Homestead Grays during that era, but a lot of people don't talk about the early years of the Colored Professional League. And in my collection, I have the Washington Giants, founded in 1909. So we'll go back with that later. We're going to get back to what's going to happen on Saturday. We do the annual auto showcase because they love to see those little rides out there. But the home run is we may have a few Negro League ball players coming in, and then we have our East-West vintage baseball game played for even those who graduated 18. They sign that little paper. They get to come out here and play with the Chesapeake League guys. So they get experience and also get to come to a minor league baseball. And all the tickets I'm giving away free. So they just have to go online and just go ahead and pre-register it, and it's done.
That's great what you're doing. And, I think it's so important that we appreciate those Negro League ball players. There are not many of them left.
That's correct.
Some of them that we've seen in the past years.
That's right.
They're gone.
They've been some of your guests. We had Ted Double Duty.
Exactly.
He played in 1929. He lived to be 102 and a half years old, 5 months. And just to know that they walked among us. So now we have Friday. They're still walking among us. We have the Wake Robins. We have the Royal Club right here. And we got the Queens on the green. So I'm going to let him give a little more exposure because a lot of the Negro League players in color, they played golf. They would come to Langston actually when they took a break. Go on here,
all right,
my brother.
Mr. Wilkins, tell us about more about your organization, the Royal Golf Club.
Yes. The Royal Golf Club is the oldest black club in the United States. Okay, when it was founded, there weren't any places or clubs for blacks to play in Washington, D.C. It was a segregated city at the time, and the Royal Club, along with the Wake Robins, were actually instrumental in segregating or bring about integration in the Washington, D.C. area. It was around 1933, I think it was 1933 when all this began. 1936, I think the Wake Robins were founded. So golf is, I think everyone, as far as me, and I got into golf because I enjoy being out there amongst the fellas and hitting or playing golf. I mean, it was the most relaxing sport I participated in. Actually,
And was that Langston Golf Course that you played at a lot back then?
Yes, early on. And I think, I think in 1941, that's when they integrated, or I think Harold Hickey, the Secretary of the Department of Interior, actually authorized all of the golf courses to be open to blacks, even though a lot of resistance still existed amongst many of the white patrons that they didn't want blacks on the golf course. But the two clubs, as I said, they were interested in actually bringing or integrating the city. Of course, it wasn't needed because it had go through a lot of protests and lobbying Congress and the likes to get in the city. But,
right. Well, we've got a few seconds left. Tell the folks how they can get involved in that big tournament coming up on the 28th of July.
Well, they can either contact either of the clubs that I know will be able to bring that, give them the information how to get involved. We can actually put it online as far as open it up to a wider audience. But we also, because we do belong to the clubs, the different clubs, they cross, actually cross conversations in terms of, how you can get involved. But,
all right.
Well, just come to the website. We got them all. That's why you're going to have the rest on the next part of the show.
And thanks so much, Frank. Continued success with that Royal
Frank,
Golf
too.
Club.
Yes.
Thank you.
Keep it growing, man.
We
need more young people
right.
into golf. We're going to be right back with Dwayne and a couple more very important persons who will play a part in that big weekend of baseball and golf right here in Prince George's County. Stay with us. You don't want to miss these ladies coming up. Welcome again, everyone. Dwayne Sims is still with us, sitting right beside me. And we have saved the best for last. Yes. It is my pleasure to introduce Regina Ragland, a member of the Queens on the Green Golf Club. Thanks for joining us. And also Debbie Tyner, president of the Wake Robin Golf Club. Thanks, ladies, for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, you've just brightened our show being here. And the colors are awesome.
Yes,
it's a pleasure. Thank you. Yes, it signifies royalty.
Oh, yes. Now, how did you all get connected with Dwayne and this big weekend that's coming up with the baseball game and the golf thing? How did you all get connected?
Well, I received a phone call from a gentleman. He says he introduced himself, Dwayne Sims, and he told me about, he said he had gotten my number from Enterprise, and I frequent Enterprise with the Wake Robins Golf Club a lot. And as a matter of fact, I'm a former employee of Parks and Recreation. So they do know me, and they know that I'm the president of the Wake Robin Golf Club and gave Dwayne my number. So he called me and introduced me with this enthusiasm.
I can just imagine.
Oh my God, yes.
I can imagine.
The enthusiasm was carrying through the phone about this program that he's having that we couldn't resist being a part of it. So that's how I got to know him initially.
What about you? Well, you're not the president. She couldn't fly in on time, but you're representing her, right?
Yes, correct. Our infamous leader, Angela Solomon, she is the founder of Queens on the Greens, and I believe that she was contacted to invite all of the queens, and it's a host of us that are part of the organization to come out and join forces with Dwayne's group.
You are both from North Carolina originally, right?
We just found that out.
We did. Yes.
And what's your favorite club that you use? What's your go-to club, like when you really have to make a good shot? What about you, Regina?
So my favorite club was my 6 hybrid until I had an accident with it and lost it.
Okay.
So, and the reason why it was my favorite club is because it was that club I could always count on. If I was having a bad golf round, and y'all know what I'm talking about, I could count on that 6 hybrid to bring me through. It never failed me. I knew the strength that the club had. I also knew exactly what I could expect from it. I had control over the club. And it was just one of those things where I understood it and it understood me.
What about you, Debbie?
I'd have to say I'm an iron lady, always have been. So my go-to clubs are my irons, even though in the fairways, I know you're supposed to use your fairway hybrids and all, but I just go to my 6-iron, depending on the distance now.
Right.
You know, my 6-iron is my go-to club. So.
All right. These women talking about golf, man, that's technical stuff too.
But you know, one of the other interesting thing is they involved in the community with scholarships and things in their programs.
Yeah. Talk about that.
Well, the Wake Robin Golf Club, first of all, is the oldest registered African-American women's golf club in the country. Wow. Actually, someone told me in the world, because where else are there African-American women's golf clubs? So we are a 501c3 organization, and part of our mission is to give scholarships to our young graduating African-American high school students who are pursuing a career in either golf administration or golf players going to college. So we do an annual tournament every June, the first Monday of every June, and we award, this past year, we celebrated 86 years and awarded 3 $2,000 scholarships to 3 high school ladies who were pursuing a college scholarship. So we were very proud to be able to present 3 award recipients this year.
All right, you all will be out at the big golf tournament on that Friday, the 28th, right?
Yes.
And so how can people join up and get in that tournament?
Well, for us now, we've been invited as to represent Wake Robin. We are a club that we're recruiting ladies. And if you'd like to join the Wake Robin, not necessarily to play in the tournament, but just to join, you can visit wakerobingolf.org on our website and go into the join us and become a member. But we do have a foursome that will be represented in this year's National Negro League Hall of Fame tournament. And one of our members is going to be a junior golfer.
Wow.
All right. Well, Dwayne, we got to do. We're out of time, but Dwayne, run down the times and the dates.
So on Friday, the 28th,
you got to go like real quick.
Come to my website, www.nllhof.org, and we'll make sure you get all the information. Thank you so much for having us.
All right. Well, thanks so much for being here with us. And you know, CTV is sponsoring a whole.
That's right.
By the
they
way,
are. Y'all
at the
special
golf
guests.
CTV. And you know we're going to bring in some ringers.
Are you?
Oh, yeah. So we're going to bring some ringers in. You know, we might have to, call Tiger or somebody.
That's right.
But we're going to bring some.
It's all about having fun that day.
That's exactly
all right.
All about having fun.
That's correct.
All right, because that's how we roll.
It's for the joy of giving back in charity, and I think that's the wonderful for all of us to come together on that day. And you're welcome to come out there and visit us.
All right.
And show up at Enterprise in the morning.
Looking forward to
Well,
it.
thanks so much for all my guests today. Mark Gray of MLB Bro,
that
he
was
was
good to
awesome.
see him.
Frank Wilkins of Royal Golf Club, Regina Ragland of Queens on the Green, and Debbie Tyner of Wake Robin Golf Club. And lastly, my good friend, I think he's my friend.
Thank you. I am your friend. Officially, I am
Sims, who keeps it going for the community as the founder of the Negro League Legends Hall of Fame.
Thank you so much.
Good job as always.
Always good. Thank you, CTV.
All right, I'm Marvin Jackson. We'll see you next time around the diamond. Take care, everybody.
All right, thank you.
Good job, ladies.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Good job.
It's all good.